Of course, Spud's here, as is Purple, as is Bristle, and it's, as usual on a Saturday, it's not going well. They sort of almost never do.
Yeah,
That's what we like, and we've got so much mail on Spud, we can't actually get it all out.
Yeah, no, that,
We've got
it's
stuff.
funny a bit.
We've actually purchased a diary to slot it all in ahead of
We need a portion control, Jim.
The feedback I've got from a couple of mates, it probably wasn't sort of put out there as well, a couple of those stories.
Oh, really?
They reckon I went a bit flatline.
A couple of your Bungaree Spud mates.
No, they just said that maybe it's time I fired up a little bit. Maybe I've got something on a couple of guys that I've been sitting on.
Righto.
Looking at a couple of things for Brian a couple of weeks. So I've been thrown under the bus again, and I'm going to have to run with something I didn't want to next week. I think I'll run with it next week now, JB.
I think that's what you said last week.
No, but I'm definitely running with it next week because there's too much one-way traffic at the moment. It's like Little Burke Street here at the minute.
Well, I'd expect some more next week too, Spud, because I think there's 2 or 3 bits still floating around.
For me?
I think there's plenty.
We've had like an 8-course meal and we've only got through the second course.
It's degustation at the minute. They just keep bringing food out.
Don't laugh, Warrior. We're off here in a minute, and then Triple M won't be responsible for what I do. Unfortunately.
We haven't done this for a while, and pretty much because we haven't had to. But hit the sting for me, please, the beautiful host, Mary.
Now, from the man that brought you and
Gastro, as I understand. Bugger all.
comes What the Hell?
Wasn't our best night last night on Triple M Footy, Brian.
What
We put our hands up when we don't actually perform as well as we should. Things started badly when we sent the little Chew man
That was funny.
down to the boundary
you
to
under-
interview Don Pike.
That was funny.
Understaffed or something.
We were, because Howie had business. He was working, so he couldn't get to the ground early enough to do what he normally does really well, which is the on-ground interviews. So we had to send the little Chew man down.
Yeah.
He had the first 2 questions to Don Pike. Before he went down there, Brian, we said to him, you better get this right, because you've scont Pendlebury.
And then, JB, remember the question, do not ask the player if you've got nothing else to ask, what did the coach say?
Yep, and then he just
That's what he
went
ran with.
So with all of this as a backdrop, this was how the Chew man started his interview with the Adelaide senior coach, Don Pike.
Don, massive game tonight, Friday night footy, centre stage, playing against the ultimate heavyweight in the competition, Hawthorn. Must be a lot of excitement around the club, but I always want to know, what does a coach usually do on match day in terms of downtime? I mean, do you go for a bit of a run, pour over the papers, or how do you keep the headspace stable?
Hard hitting up front. I've gone for this afternoon I went for a run around Albert Park Lake.
Nice run that around the Albert Park Lake.
Oh, no.
It was a lovely run.
I can do it in 14 minutes.
Sure.
Cheers.
What the hell?
You're in charge of this, Jim.
He's sounding like Warwick Kappa.
JB.
You've got all day to prepare, and the best question you can come up with, Chewer, is I'm fascinated with what a coach does on game day.
And not only that, he drank lots of Doc Larkin's water.
Oh.
Because it went on and on and on.
He did. He had a hold of one of his plums as well. But JB,
He runs 14
normally
minutes,
3
but-
strikes, but that's it, sure.
Well,
Scont.
Scont Pendlebury, I don't know where we're at with
No,
Chewer.
that's it.
All
He's
day he knew he had the first 2 questions. He said to us, pre-interview, Bristle,
How nervous.
I've got the first one banked.
Yeah, he
He
said.
said, I've got the first one banked.
And that was it.
And that'll give me
that-
time to think.
That was it. Top heavy Pike. He's just doing his best. A young coach walked straight into the Chew man. Have you been for a run today? What time did you do around the lake? What the hell, Chewer? All right, we move on to later on in the night. A man who should know better. By the way, a man who Hose Mary needs, doesn't need me to tell, it dominates the hot breakfast, who are flying with the ratings number 1 FM. Of course, I speak of the big Duke, Luke Darcy, but it must have been a long day because we got to a post-match interview with the superstar Norm Smith medal-winning Cyril Rioli, and this is the question the Duke posed.
Hey, Junior, tell us a bit about Sirioli and where he sits in the great players of the game in your
Tell him
mind.
about himself.
Tell him about himself.
You meant Shawnee Burgoyne, mate.
Sean Burgoyne.
Sorry, Cyril, been a long night. Tell us about yourself and Sean Burgoyne.
Nah, Shawnee, he sits right up there, obviously playing, 300 games and, most importantly, what he's done at Hawthorn, but as well as Port Adelaide. And, for me, everyone sees the Sean Burgoyne, on field, but, the Sean Burgoyne I see is off field and how loving he is towards his family and definitely towards his kids.
Junior, tell us about Cyril as well then. How's he tracking?
Yeah, Cyril's all right. I'm going okay.
Duke, what the hell?
Again.
It's not like... Sorry, Hose, I'm talked over. Give me another one then, please.
Say that again.
Now, come on, Jack. What the hell? You're speaking to one of the superstars of the competition.
Oh.
You don't third-person him in a question about him.
And he's gone the fatigue excuse.
Yeah.
He's just come off 2 weeks' break.
Been a long day, he reckons. Oh, no. So we
got ahead of himself.
As I said, it wasn't our best night.
Didn't he?
Thank God BJ Goddard was in there just to keep us all nice and relevant because we weren't great. But as to be said, last night.
Is it ratings period at the moment?
Oh yeah, always ratings. Don't worry, and we're flying. Even if we don't, put in a half decent one, but it's much better than the opposition.